So you're considering making the move to Richmond, Virginia, and you're curious about where the best places to live are in Richmond. In this video, I'm going to answer that question directly, but I'm also going to give you the biggest downside or the worst thing about each of these top 10 neighborhoods and suburbs, just so you have the full picture. I've scoured the internet, I've read countless lists, checked out local forums, and tapped into my own knowledge of the region as a Richmond native to compile this list for you. Hopefully it helps you make an informed decision and gets you on the right track in finding the perfect spot around Richmond. But before we dive in, my name is Amanda Seibert, and I'm passionate about helping people discover all things Richmond, including Richmond real estate. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I also love getting feedback from locals and prospective residents, so if you live in any of these neighborhoods or plan to, leave a comment and let me know what your thoughts are. Now, let's get started. First, let's start with an oldie but a goodie, the Fan District. The Fan District is one of Richmond's most iconic and historic neighborhoods. I feel like the Fan is kind of the original Richmond neighborhood. It's hip, it's cool, and it's been cool since my parents were cool. The Fan is known for its late 19th and early 20th century row houses, tree-lined streets, and proximity to the action. The Fan's a favorite amongst young families and young professionals alike. I'd also say we have a lot of empty nesters that are also moving back to the Fan. So what are the best parts of the Fan? Number one, the beautiful architecture and the vibrant restaurant scene. You're a short walk to coffee shops, parks, and some of the best of Richmond's food scene. And the streets are so cute. The streets here are just beautiful when everything's in bloom. And going back to the architecture, we have lots of front porches in the Fan, which is really fun. It creates this really fun sense of community. All the neighbors get to meet each other. On Friday and Saturday nights, you see a lot of people sitting outside. I just love this about the Fan. You also have great walking distance to VCU, museums, and green spaces. There's lots of walkability here. And again, the sense of community. You have really cool events in the neighborhood like Easter on Monument, Halloween on Hanover, the way that the community decorates for Christmas, the Monument 10K, and really just the friendliness of the neighbors. I frequently see neighbors out on their front porches, like I was saying, enjoying wine together. I have friends who live there with their kids and they let their kids play out front. It's just really neighborly. So what's the worst part of the Fan? I would say the worst part is limited parking. Not every home here has off-street parking, so you might be looking at parking on the street, and depending on where you are in the Fan, some spots can be harder than others to find parking. So not terrible, but definitely noteworthy. And mostly older homes. So if you're looking for modern, new, move-in ready, new construction, there's not a lot of houses there. There's some new construction, but not a lot. Not to say these homes aren't nice or renovated, but it's just not brand new construction. Number two is Scott's Addition. Scott's Addition is a relatively new neighborhood. Up until recently, it was mostly warehouses, but in the last 10 years, it's really turned over to apartments, breweries, startup companies, and restaurants. It's almost all apartments for rent with very little homes for sale. So if you're looking to buy, this probably isn't the spot. So what are the best parts? I would say the best parts are the proximity. If you're looking for an apartment with amenities like key card access and a gym, but also want to be downtown, this could be a great option. You're so close to some of Richmond's hotspots like Wooden Iron, the Hofheimer Rooftop Bar, co-working at Gather, and Lucky AF Sushi, and so much more. You have great proximity to highway access as well. I would say some of the worst things, or I would say the worst thing, is it's kind of a concrete jungle. If you're looking for trees, this is not your neighborhood. It's mostly converted warehouses, so with that, you just don't really have any green spaces or greenery. Next on our list is the Museum District, which is nestled right beside the Fan. Honestly, if you're not from Richmond, you probably wouldn't even notice the difference. But as the name implies, this area is home to major cultural institutions like the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts, the Virginia Museum of History, and it offers a similar historic feel with a slightly quieter vibe than the Fan. I would say the best part of Museum District is the parks. It's really close to Bird Park. You're really close to Carytown and the shopping and dining there. And you're slightly closer to highway access if that's a draw for you. I'd also say the historic charm of the homes there is a big draw. And generally, it's a little easier to find parking here than in the Fan. The worst part here is definitely the prices. They're a little higher than you'd expect for older properties, and they don't actually come up for sale very often. Home prices here range from the 200s for a condo all the way to $2 million for a single family home, with anything and everything in between. Number 4 on our list is Church Hill. If you love cobblestone streets, panoramic views of the city, and an amazing food scene, Church Hill might be for you. It's one of Richmond's oldest neighborhoods and has experienced a major revitalization over the last decade. Some of the best parts are the renowned restaurants and bakeries that draw foodies in from all over, You have everything here, from some of the best pastries you've ever had at Sub Rosa, my personal favorite burger in town, Cobra Burger. You have Union Market for a casual bite and beer with friends, and you have the Roosevelt, which is great for a date night. But those are just a few of the great restaurants we have here. You also have gorgeous views of downtown Richmond, especially from Libby Hill Park, and a strong sense of history. This is where Patrick Henry gave his famous speech, "Give me liberty or give me death." And as you walk through the streets, you'll notice the original carriage houses, mounting blocks from when people used to mount their horses, and plaques on a lot of the homes giving backstory of their place in American history. I would say another big pro is the charm. It's not really as dense as true city living. It's not the suburbs, but there's a lot to walk to. It has this charming kind of small town vibe. I would say the worst thing, similar to other historic areas, many of these homes are older. However, Churchill has more new construction available than most areas in the city. I would also say another downside is the density. It's not really the suburbs, it's not really the city. So if you're looking for one of those two things, it's kind of neither. If you're looking for the suburbs with proximity to downtown, the West End might be for you. The West End's known for its larger lot sizes, evergreen pine trees, and idyllic suburban neighborhoods. Some of the best parts are typically here you'll find larger lot sizes and home sizes, quiet suburban neighborhood, and you have proximity to things like the Country Club of Virginia. Most of Richmond's private schools are nearby, and you're close to the best shopping Richmond has to offer, as well as our horse country. If you want access to the country but are still looking to be in a master planned community, the West End might be the place for you. The worst thing is, depending on where you are, you might feel a bit detached from the city's vibrant nightlife. Some of the West End is convenient to downtown, while other parts can be a bit of a drive. Next on our list is Short Pump. Heading again into the suburbs, Short Pump is in the far west end of Henrico County, and it's known for its master planned communities, proximity to one of our biggest malls, Short Pump Town Center, and newer construction homes. I think Short Pump is what most Americans think of when they think of the suburbs. I would say the best parts are the modern neighborhoods with plenty of new construction. In Short Pump, you can find everything from condos and starter homes to larger homes and estates that are planned around the Dominion Country Club or have their own neighborhood pool. Another big pro is you have tons of retail, restaurants, and entertainment options right at your doorstep. You have the mall, Drive Shack nearby, Wine Whisper, which is a personal favorite, Whole Foods, and so much more. You also have proximity to some of our larger employers like Capital One, CarMax, and others. I would say traffic congestion is easily the worst thing. Broad Street and Interstate 64 can get really busy, especially during rush hour or weekends, so that's definitely something that you'll want to consider. Next on our list is Midlothian. Over the James River to the south of Richmond is Midlothian. Midlothian is a historic coal mining village turned major suburb. It's known for a wide array of housing, from starter homes to luxury developments, ample shopping, and proximity to beautiful parks like Pocahontas State Park. Some of the best parts of Midlothian is there's tons of suburban conveniences, shopping plazas, restaurants, and entertainment galore. Midlothian's really grown over the last decade. There's tons of chains and local restaurants. Chesterfield Town Center is going through a revitalization, and a Whole Foods is coming soon, as well as the new surf park and wakeboard park called The Lake, which is opening later this year. You also have great proximity to outdoor recreation. Midlothian has some of the only waterfront master plan communities in Brandermill and Woodlake. You have the James River right in your backyard, so it's perfect if you want to drop your boat in or just go kayaking. You're also so close to horse country, not to mention easy access to highways like Route 288 and Powhite Parkway that make getting to both downtown Richmond and Short Pump and the West End a breeze. I would say the worst thing about Midlothian is the commuter traffic. Route 288 and Powhite, it can get really busy, especially during peak hours. So if that is a concern of yours, I would definitely map that around the time that you'd be commuting. Plus, if you're seeking a more urban lifestyle, Midlothian might feel a bit too spread out and suburban. Next on our list is Westover Hills. Located just across the James River from downtown, Westover Hills is known for its very distinct architecture and the proximity to the river and the city. The best part about Westover Hills is definitely the proximity to the James River. You have convenient access to outdoor spots like the James River Park System, hiking trails, and scenic overlooks. If you're into biking, kayaking, or trail running, this is definitely your spot. Another big feature of Westover Hills is the distinctive architecture and streetscapes. The neighborhood features a broad mix of architectural styles, from Tudors and Cape Cods to colonials and brick ranches, largely built in the 1930s to the 1960s. There's also tons of mature trees and well-kept lawns, giving Westover Hills a classic, established feel. Another huge draw is the tight-knit community. Residents often describe Westover Hills as a friendly neighborhood place. You have the south of the James Farmers Market here, and when it snows, lots of families come to Forest Hill Park for sledding. You also have great local shops and eateries. Along Forest Hill Avenue, you'll find small businesses and restaurants that serve the community, and in the last couple of years, this area has really started to boom. You have the Vale Brewery, Blanchard's Coffee, and Little Nickel, just to name a few. Not to mention Lucky AF Sushi is soon to join the mix. And you also have a very easy commute to downtown. Located just over the Nickel Bridge, Westover Hills offers quick access to downtown Richmond, the Fan District, and other city centers. I would say the worst thing about Westover Hills is that the homes are on the smaller side, and it's not really the suburbs or the city. Similar to Churchill, it's kind of walkable to dining options, but with the busy roads here, it's set up really more for driving. And we can't forget Goochland. Goochland County is located just west of Richmond and is ideal for those seeking a balance between rural living and convenient access to Richmond's suburban and urban amenities. However, you'll need to plan for more driving, fewer local entertainment options, and potentially higher housing costs in certain pockets of the county. If you value a quieter lifestyle with a bit of land and are comfortable commuting for work or entertainment, Goochland could be an excellent fit. I would say some of the best parts are the scenic rural environment. There's rolling hills, open spaces, and natural beauty, which offers a peaceful setting. I personally love Goochland, and if you're just looking to enjoy its beauty, you can come watch a horse show in Mechanicsville or bring a picnic dinner to Luckstone and enjoy the overlook. You have great proximity to Richmond as well. You have easy access via I-64 or Route 288 to city amenities without giving up the rural charm. Compared to most rural communities, you really aren't far from things like Target, grocery stores, and restaurants. You're looking at usually a 15-minute drive or less. Another big bonus for Goochland is the land. It's ideal for those who want more land for privacy, gardening, or if you're looking to have animals, this is your spot. I would say the worst part is obviously there's fewer dining options, shopping options, and entertainment within the county itself, as you'd expect with country living, and the higher housing cost. Property values and taxes can be high, especially closer to Shore Pump. The average home price here is $731,000, so if you want rural living for a lower price point, I'd recommend Powhatan or Hanover County. Finally on our list, we have Mechanicsville, which is a suburban and semi-rural area northeast of Richmond. If you're looking for more space, a calmer pace of life, and an easy access to I-295, this might be the spot. I would say the best part about Mechanicsville is you get way more bang for your buck in terms of home and land. Mechanicsville is where you can get a great value. You're incredibly close to the airport, downtown, and the country, so it's pretty convenient. I would say the worst thing is there's just less new and exciting commercial development here, so if you're looking for proximity to the mall or entertainment, that will be a little further of a drive than some of the other suburbs. Tell me what you think. Each of these areas around Richmond offers a little something different with their own pros and cons. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Did I miss a neighborhood that you think should have made the top 10 list? Have you lived or spent any time in any of these places and have something to add? Drop a comment down below and let's keep the conversation going. And of course, if you have any questions about moving to Richmond, whether it's the city proper or the surrounding suburbs, my team and I want to be your go-to real estate resource of choice. You can find my contact information down in the description below. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new one. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.